Most closers wait till the end of the sales call in order to handle objections, and this is what leads to them losing deal after deal. Whereas elite closers understand how to uncover the true objection early on in discovery so they can handle them and get them out of the way. And this is what allows them to double or triple the amount of closes that the average closer makes. And in today's video, we are going to be going through the exact framework that I've developed over the past 6 years that I've used in my own sales process that doubled my close rate when I was just getting started. And it essentially eliminates 98% of objections and primes you for more closes. And if you're new here, my name is Mason, and I help people grow their businesses through sales techniques and sales strategies. And if you want more content just like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button to continue growing your business through the world of sales. And if you want the framework that we are going through here today, just drop the comment framework below, or you can follow me on Instagram and DM me the word framework, and I'll send it over to you so you can implement it into your business, get more sales, increase your close rate, and ultimately generate more money. Okay, so tell me if this sounds familiar. You're on a sales call for an hour, you pitch the product or service really well, you feel like the prospect is completely bought in, then you finally drop the price and you get peppered with objections. The money objection, the time objection, the spouse objection, and you're fumbling over your words and you ultimately lose the sale, and you're sitting there with your arms up in the air wondering what the heck happened. And you lost the sale not because you were bad at handling objections by any means, but more so, we just didn't uncover the objections earlier on in the sales process to bring them to the surface and help reframe the prospect's understanding of their current situation, and that the decision-making process that they have made ultimately got them to the position that they're in. And by the time that they got to the end of the sales call and they dropped the price, they've already made that decision to stay where they're currently at, and it feels like an uphill battle. So the framework that we're going to be going through today, I've developed over the past 6 years, and it's really here to help you uncover those objections, bring them to the surface, and eliminate them completely. And the first part of the framework is to identify the past experiences and truly understand what it is that they've done up to this point that's gotten them into their current situation and why they're ultimately on the call with you there today. And the whole purpose with this part of the framework is to bring the core objection up to the surface. And I found a couple questions that have served me really well in my sales career that you can ask. And these questions, if asked and handled correctly, they will eliminate 98% of the objections that you're going to face later on in the call. And depending on whether you're in a goal focused conversation or a problem focused conversation, and I'll ask, what have you tried in the past to help solve the problem that you're looking to solve? Or what have you tried in the past to solve your lead generation problem? Now, if it's a goal focused conversation, you want to ask them, what have you tried in the past to help you achieve your goal? Or as an example, what have you tried in the past to help you get to $100,000 per month in revenue? Now, in this, by asking this question, there's one of two situations that are going to happen. They're either going to tell you that they haven't done anything, and this is the first time they've actually spoken with someone to get advanced help, or they would have tried someone in the past and the results were either good or bad. In most scenarios, it's going to be bad, and you can kind of handle it from there. Now, if they give you a wishy-washy answer, then another question that you can follow up with it as is, what slowed you down in the past from getting advanced help? And from there, they're going to tell you either, oh, wasn't the right time, or I didn't have time, I didn't have the money, or my wife or business partner just didn't think it was a good idea. And from there, you have brought in the core objection up to the surface. And the second part of this framework is to reframe their mindset. And the purpose is to shift their perspective from whatever the objection was, whether it was time, whether it was money, them saying, I don't have the time or I don't have the money, to take them to, I don't have the skills, I don't have the knowledge, or I don't have the system in order to create the time or the money. And it's a very important distinction that we need to essentially hold up the mirror in front of them and help them understand that their lack of indecision in the past has led them to their current situation. So I'll ask the prospect, John, over the past 6 months, over the past 12 months that you've told me you've been thinking about doing this, where you've been prioritizing money over actually getting the skills and learning the knowledge to actually generate more sales, like what do you feel like you would have more of? All right. And they're going to tell you I would probably have more money. Perfect. Now, is it fair to say that the reason you are in this position isn't because you don't have the money? It's just because you haven't been resourceful enough to invest in the skills, in the knowledge, or to implement the systems to help you create more money. And then from there, they're going to admit that, yeah, had I made the decision to invest in myself and learn the skills, the knowledge, or implement the systems, I would likely be in a better position than I am right now. And then from there, we need the prospect to understand the true cost of their inaction, right down to the dollar figure, and also understanding the negative impact on their lifestyle, their business, their family, for them staying where they are currently at. So we'll ask them, Mr. Prospect, over the past 6 months, where you've been prioritizing holding on to money versus actually learning the skills to make more money, like where has that ultimately led you? And they're going to say, oh, well, right where I am right now. Okay, perfect. And are you happy with where you're at right now? And they're going to say, well, no. And I'll ask them, how much do you feel that you've left on the table and lost in terms of money, in terms of time for actually thinking that way? And they're going to tell you, oh, I've lost a bunch of time. I've lost 6 months. I've lost $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, whatever it is. And really ask them, okay, and how has that had an impact on you? And how do you feel you want to move forward knowing that this is what you're losing every single month, right? And then I'll also ask them, what do you feel would be different right now if you had actually done something about it 6 months ago? And they're going to tell you, I would be a lot farther along and I probably wouldn't be in this situation that I am right now. Now, up to this point, you've identified the objection, you've reframed their mindset, and you've helped the prospect understand the true cause of their inaction. But if they don't commit to making a change, and this is the most important part, you're still going to get to the end of the sales call and they're not going to make a decision. They're just going to fall back into their own ways, right? So it's really important. We need to identify on an emotional level the negative impact of them staying where they're currently at and draw it forward for them. So you can ask them, what happens if this continues, this way of thinking, your mindset continues, and you prevents you from investing into learning the skills, implementing the systems to help fix your situation, right? Like, what would that mean for you? What would that mean for your lifestyle? What would that mean for your business? What would that mean for your family? And if you continue this way of thinking, what is this going to cost you over the next 6 to 12 months? And you really want the person to envision it from a emotional standpoint so they feel the weight of what it's actually going to cost to stay where they're currently at. And ask them, like, what is it going to mean for you? Like, what does that reality look like? What does it feel like? And most importantly, are you willing to settle for this, right? Or do you want to be the person that draws a line in the sand and says, a change needs to be made. I need to get out of my current situation, right? You want that commitment from the prospect, and ask them, so John, why change now instead of being the guy that continues to prioritize money or time versus actually learning the skills and the knowledge and implementing the systems to fix your situation? And from there, they're going to tell you that a change needs to be made, that they need to make a decision, that they need to get resourceful, whatever the objection is. And just to tie it all down, ask them, if a change isn't made, what happens then? Okay. And from there, they're going to reaffirm to you exactly why a decision needs to be made and why a change needs to happen, that you can, if they do get to the end of the call and they still hit you with objections, at that point is going to be incongruent from what they told you earlier, and you can keep bringing that by the forefront. But just by using this framework and handling these objections early on in the discovery process, you're going to better line yourself up because you already got the buy-in from the prospect that a decision needs to be made. and it's ultimately going to help increase your conversions and your closings later on in the sales process. So that's the framework for today, guys. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you want the exact framework that I've developed for you guys, make sure you drop the word framework in the comments below or shoot me a DM on Instagram, the word framework, and I will send it over to you. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more sales content to help you make more money and close more deals. We'll see you on the next one.